Ricky here, back with another video. Today we'll be taking a look again at Arckit 180. And so over the past few months, I've been working with a student, Drew North, who's from Minnesota. And we've been building models over the past couple months, picking out the best sample models for me to demonstrate for you guys to try out. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can leave them in the comments section below or email me directly. My information will be in the description. Finally, if you feel that I am moving too fast, feel free to pause or stop the video to catch up. Now that the formalities are out of the way, let's get started. So today, we are going to be constructing almost like a fire watch tower or some sort of observatory or lifeguard towers. It's a really cool model and I'm really excited to show you. So to begin, we're going to take out two of our 4 pieces. So let me zoom in real quick so you guys have a better view. And in between those, we're going to place our 2 pieces. So get out two pieces. So go ahead and flip this over and go ahead and connect everything all together with your connector pins. So I'll be placing one connector pin at each intersection. And just go ahead and do that for the bottom. So this right here will be our base of our tower. So we're gonna have a little bit of a landing here so people can walk up. So go ahead and get out another 2 piece and also an angled Arckit tile that faces toward yourself. So go ahead and line that up like this where there's 1 unit overhang. So let's go ahead and connect all of that together. All right, so I'm going to use 4 connector pieces to pin that to the bottom right there. All right, next we're going to create a 3-piece by combining 2 of our angled pieces. So go ahead and take a pin and place it on the diagonal and then connect it together, and there you have a 3-piece. So we're going to connect that directly like so. So we got this, that piece there, and that piece there. So 4 connections total again, and then go ahead and lift up your base and pin it. So this is what you should have. Pretty simple so far. All right, go ahead and get out 2 of the staircases and also 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. So go ahead and place each of the 4 columns in the 4 corners of our original foundation. So it's going to be there, there, and there. All right, now to add some extra durability, we can use our connector pins now that we know where our columns are, and go ahead and pin the top of your plates. So just pinned one right here. I'm going to pin one right here and one right here. So it gives that extra strength. And then I already know that we're not going to be pinning anything to here or here. And then here and here. So basically making this one solid piece. All right, so our staircase is going to go up the side of the tower. So we'll have a spiral staircase up to the top and is going to meet our next level up here. So let's go ahead and build our next level. So we'll put this to the side real quick. Let's get out a 4-piece, a 5-piece, a 2-piece, and then 2 1-pieces. So we are going to take this and place basically our 5-piece along the staircase so that we create an overhang right here. So on that overhang, we are going to take another 1-piece, pin the bottom to it, and then pin it on the overhang so our staircase goes and meets the landing there. And then you can go ahead and pin that up top. All right, So next, we are going to take our 4-piece and go over to the other side and pin it like so. So this is what you should have so far. All right. And now we're going to take our 2 1-pieces and go ahead and pin both of those together to create a 2-piece. You can do that on the top and the bottom. All right. And then next, get 2 more bottom connectors facing up like so. All right. And go ahead and place that underneath to create the square, just like on the bottom. So go ahead and pin that there and pin that there. So you should have this so far. All right, we're basically just building the second level of this. Next, take the 2-piece, pin the bottom on both sides, and do the same thing. Pin it to the bottom to finish that square right there. So this is what you should have so far. All right. So now let's go ahead and strengthen this new base. So let's go and place connector pieces everywhere we can. So at all of the intersections, except for where this staircase is. We're gonna leave that open, so don't go and connect there. All right. Next, let's take out 4 more columns and go ahead and place them directly above the columns on the bottom. So I'm going to place one here. This one may be a little hard to see, but it's going to be right here above this column right here. All right. And then same for the other 2. So we get this. So we're going up 1 more level. So you know what that means. We got 2 more stairs. So go ahead and pin those together, top and bottom. And do the same thing that you did for the other landing. We're going to go ahead and pin directly there. So that's why we couldn't put a connector piece there. So you should be in line with these columns here. All right. Next, we have the upper level. So let's go ahead and get out. Looks like I have a 5-piece. We're going to get out 3 of our 5 pieces. All right, so go ahead and connect those together. Connect those together to form a square around those columns. So before we do that, to line it up, let's go ahead and place the base of our tower for our basically our habitable area. So I'm going to use the Arckit 4x4 base plate right there. Then along the side of the base, we're going to go ahead and pin these 5 pieces to it. So make sure you're not pinning areas where the columns are. So I trust that you know how to do that. So we need 1 more right here. So I have 3 connectors right there, a little bit offset of the grid, and then this connector right here will be on grid. So on grid, offset, offset, offset. And actually take away the on grid, that one actually goes on top. So go ahead and pin that on the bottom. And then on the top, pin the staircase to the top of the landing. So you should get this so far. All right, hopefully I'm explaining this well. It's a little confusing, but I know you guys got it. All right, so next we're gonna take another 5-piece and basically pin in the same areas. This time we have that on-grid one, then we have off-grid, and off-grid, and off-grid. So if you guys don't understand by off-grid or on-grid, on-grid means that you're in line with this square. Off-grid means that you're in between the squares right there. All right, so we have off-grid for these 3 sections because we don't want to ruin or run into these columns here. So go ahead and pin all 4 of those connections like so. And the only top pin that you're able to do is where those two 5 pieces meet. Do not top pin any of the 5 pieces to our 4x4 base plate. All right, next we're going to take another 5 piece and do the same thing. So on grid, then off grid, and off grid. And I did it backwards. Great. All right, so we're just gonna move this around. Oh no, I did it right. Sorry. A little confused today. All right, so we got that. We're gonna pin that to the bottom like there. And you can check to see if all of your connections are correct by flipping your model over and making sure everything is nicely in place. All right. So next, we'll create a little bit of a lip here. So we're gonna take an angled piece and pin it right on the edge there, and pin it like so. So we get a little bit of an overhang as they reach the staircase. But as you come up the staircase, you don't want to bump your head. So we've cut that back like that. All right. And then to make it a little bit more secure, go ahead and pin the top like so. Perfect. All right, now that we have our structure, we can finally start adding some walls up here. So go ahead and take out, I think it's 8 of our solid walls with the corner. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and place that on the corner of the base plate right above each of the columns. So you should have, be a little bit careful when pressing down, but if you made everything pretty sturdy, it should be no problem because you're putting the force directly down on the columns, which is just like real architecture. All right. So you should see I have these 4 corners right on top of our 4x4 base plate. All right. So right when you come up the stairs, so we're coming up the stairs, right here is going to be our front door. So go ahead and get a door piece and our picture window. Let's go ahead and place the picture window down right when you come up the stairs, and then we have our door right next to that. So this is going to be the door to our tower. Pretty awesome so far. All right. Next, let's get out 6 of our glass pieces. So these are the glass walls with our flat edge. And we're going to place that between our corner walls on all of our 3 sides that we have left over. So as you see, I'm kind of holding the bottom of the structure so it doesn't cave in or wobble. So just be pretty easy with it. Once you get a feel for our Arckit, you should be fine in no time. All right, so this is what you should have so far. Let me zoom out because we're getting towards the top of the screen there. All right, looking good so far. Okay, next we have another 4x4 base plate. So this is going to go directly on top. So be careful with this. Make sure all of your walls are straight so the plate goes on as easy as possible. And go ahead and start pinning this down. It'll take some practice, but once you get it, everything should line up, and you want minimal cracks. All right, I think we're almost there. Perfect. That wasn't too bad. All right, so we got our base plate on top. If you need any help, we have, if your fingers are small enough, you can take your index finger or another finger and place it through the door or the picture window to help you secure some of the pieces. But this is good practice. All right, so now that we have our top set, let's start placing railings around the edge. So on each of the corners, we are going to use our half walls. So go ahead and take out 8 half walls and start placing corners. So we're getting some railings going around the entire structure. Alright, so we're going to put one there. I'm going to have one right here. I'm missing a connector here, so you can go ahead and pin that on top if you haven't already. And we have one right there. And then one right here in the corner. Alright, so this is what you should have so far. Basically put corner half walls in each of the 4 corners. Alright, next we are going to fill up the in-betweens with our normal glass railings. So go ahead and take out a bunch of those. We're going to need 4 on each of the 3 sides. Alright, like so. We're going to do the other end. Right there. Right here. Right here. Right there. One right here. One right here. One right here. And one right here. Alright, so now that we got those 3 sides, we're left with our 4th side. And we only have one, so go ahead and place that on the diagonal of the triangle. So it should go right there to finish that off. Awesome. Absolutely fantastic. All right, and then so you can go down here and get 3 more for our landing. So 1, 2, and 3. So you got there. And then down here, we can go and place, I think, 5 of them. So 1, 2, and then we'll start making that at a right angle. 3, 4, and 5. So we got a nice little entrance to our structure down here. You walk up the side, you continue walking up, and then here's your front door. Pretty awesome. All right. Next, we are going to build a roof so that we get some cover around the edges of our tower. And we'll also place a gable on top. So let me zoom out a bit again. And so let's get out a 3-piece, our last 4-piece, a 1-piece, a 2 3-pieces, get out the other 3-piece, and we only have that much to cover, so we can go and take 2 of our angled pieces. So we're creating a big square that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 by 6 square with the floor plates that we have left over. So go ahead and pin that all around. This is important, as with anything else, that this stays as sturdy as possible. So go ahead and make sure you're placing as many connections as you can. All right, so right there. Right there, right here, we have one more there in the corner. So go ahead and flip that around and do the same for the bottom. It's right there, right here. Go all the way around. Shouldn't be too bad. All right, we got 2 more there and right here. All right, so this should be one rigid piece. You should be able to wiggle this around, no problem, and it should stay intact. All right, so the reason why this needs to be as solid as possible is because we are going to be overhanging it across like this, and because the way that we have our gables set up, there's only going to be 2 connections on either side. So this needs to be as solid as possible. So let's go ahead and build those gables. So I'm going to face the front doors to you, and let's go ahead and take out 4 of our roof pieces, our roof gables, and I'm going to place the one right here, so right on the edge, and have this polished side facing outward. All right, next we're going to move to the other side, place our other gable, again, polished side facing outward. All right, next we are going to go directly in the middle, all right, and we are going to place one gable right here and one gable directly up next to it. So it should fit into those pins right there. Not these pins, but the pins right there. All right, so that's what you should get. And our opening is directly in front of the door. All right, next, we are going to get out all of our 2-unit wide roof tiles, and we're gonna start roofing the top. So make sure these pieces actually have a this ways up instructions, so make sure you follow that. We are going to do that for one side, like so, all the way down. And then on the other side, we are going to get our dormer piece and place that like this, and then use one more of our roof piece and place it underneath. So this is what you should have. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side, but flipped. So we'll place the dormer piece across from it diagonally. Place our roof tile like that. Make sure you're always following the instructions for this ways up, otherwise it won't fit. And then do that for the other side, going straight down. All right. At the end, you should run out of our 2-unit wide pieces like that. All right, so this is what we have so far. Looks pretty awesome. All right, next, take our roof overhang and start sliding it directly down over that roof there. All right, it should hold lightly by friction. So go ahead, and now we're gonna take 2 connector pins. It's a little bit hard to see because it's now facing the camera, so I'll stand up a bit, and place it in the middle like so. So right here and right here are our 2 pins. And so now do that for either side. So one connector there, and one connector here. All right, so this whole thing is held up by 4 connectors, so don't press down on it because it'll fall directly down, but that's what you should get by now. All right, next, let's go ahead and tile this. So get out a bunch of our floor tiles, and also take out 2 of our angled tiles there. So those angled tiles, go ahead and find your 2 angled pieces. So mine are right here and right here. And just go ahead and tile that with our 2 angled tiles to get that corner right there. All right. Next, work your way around. Make sure you're holding the bottom of our overhang and not pressing down too hard. Otherwise, our overhang is going to collapse. So go ahead and do that all the way around the structure. Awesome. So I got 2 more left. So this is what you should have in the end. Looks pretty awesome. All right, so let's get some decorations going. So I'm gonna take out these corner connectors and basically go ahead and connect the corners there. And then you can give a little bit of a decoration and add 2 corners that are facing out like that to act as little lights. So you can like hang spotlights there and all sorts of good stuff as like a decorative feature. So do that for all 4 sides. Okay, like that. Place right there. Place right there. Right here. And we got 3 more. And then we're pretty much done. Hope you guys really enjoyed this model. This was a lot of fun to create. And I hope it gave you some new ideas for what to do with your Arckit 180. And that's pretty much it, guys. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can leave them in the comments section below or email me. My information is in the description. All right, well, that's it. Here's your Firewatch tower, observation tower, lifeguard tower, any sort of tower that you want, maybe a really cool tree house. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.